If there was a book on Taapsee, what would the title be?
I probably will title it as Outsider, not just because of the film industry. It's because the view is the best from the outside.
How have you been? And I'm just loving your house. Yeah, you must be a very house proud person.
Yeah, I'm like a house lover.
I mean, it's just so lovely seeing your home, and everything seems to be like has this personal touch, like bade pyar se khareed ke lagaya.
Yeah. I wish I can fan and show you my sister's not so ready face to tell you who's done this detailing in detail of the
Wow.
house. Yeah, but because we didn't take any interior designer as such, so it was Shagun only who like just put everything together in detail. So it's self done.
Wow. And totally like you, as I would say.
Yeah. Even my van, my vanity van, my house, everybody says, it just looks like an extension of your house because it is actually made to feel like that. It should look like home.
True. So, how's it
Yeah.
been for you? Have you resumed work?
I shot one day for an ad. Soon will shoot again for another ad, but not for film, not films as yet.
But how have the last these months of lockdown been for you?
Mm. It started off, first 2 months were honestly fine because I was coming from insane, crazy schedule. From Jan to March, I had the busiest schedule in terms of even hourly basis because I used to wake up at around 5:30 in the morning, work out to prep for Rashmi Rocket for 1.5 hours early morning in Haridwar because I was shooting there.
Yeah.
And then from 9 to 9 shoot for Haseen Dilruba, and then come and crash at 10 o'clock in the morning to resume again, get up at 5 o'clock. So it was insane. And in between all of that, I took out 10 days to promote Thappad. So that it was crazy packed, and I could foresee that there was a crazy schedule coming up next also, because first time ever in my Hindi film career, I was going to oscillate between two films alternatively. I was going to shoot Run Lola Run's adaptation and Rashmi Rocket parallelly, which was going to be physically exhausting because both films require a lot of running and outdoors, and plus they are not like light films which are just like come dance and go kind of stuff. So it was going to be, and different locations, not like one city only, so I had to like go like a shuttle. So it was going to be crazy, and then suddenly, just like 10 days away from starting that madness, everything got shut because the lockdown was called. In fact, my last 7 to 10 days of Haseen Dilruba shoot was also canned because of that. So we had to just finish the Haridwar portions. And instead of going to Delhi, where we had to shoot the remaining portions of Haseen Dilruba, I came down to Mumbai. And then the first 2 months were very unwinding because I got all the time to sleep and all the time to just stay at home and enjoy my house, which I made 2 years back, but never had this much of time to spend at home.
True.
So I was kind of enjoying every corner of the house, cleaning, cooking, learned cooking, which I hate. So I did all of that. First 2 months were fine. But then after 2 months, I was like, okay, now enough of summer holidays. I need to go back to work because more than 2 months is really too much for me to not to work. Even in school, we don't have more than 2 months
True, true,
holidays.
true, true,
I'm
true.
like, I want to go back to work now. And then it just kept getting things just kept getting more and more anxious because I used to see people around me starting work, because not in film industry, but my other friends,
Yeah.
because I have a lot of people I know who are not from the film industry. So they started slowly resuming work, or they are working from home, or work was happening in their life. But I can't work from home, so I really don't know what to do. So it kept on getting more and more annoying. So now I'm really every day praying and pushing my producers to please do something, get something done, and somehow just try to find a solution to things and start shooting. So yeah, so I'm in that phase now.
And also, we saw your electricity bill woes, but you have proved your power at the box office. 350 crores collection still counting. And as you said yourself, an actor's worth is measured by the dividends, he or she can offer. And you've proved it. But do you feel now in this current scenario, it's going to change the star system because there is no box office, there are digital releases happening, and people are seeing content. They want to see actors and content, which
See,
you've been
if
doing.
it's this, what's gonna really decide this is this a long-term thing or is it just a temporary fix? If it's a long-term thing where we are actually seeing this happen, going to see this happen, OTT releases are going to happen for years, then yes, I can tell you there will be different, there'll be a different type of star system. The current star system might not stand true and valid. But if we are seeing this as a temporary fix, because we have already started seeing the news of theaters opening in other countries, right? US
Yeah.
has also announced that theaters are opening and all of that. So if that is happening and it's soon resuming, then it's just a temporary fix, and we're going to get back to what it was. And the retention and the memory span of people is very low. We belong to that kind of race and generation. Just probably our elder generation or so had gone through the times where they probably would have seen World War II
True,
happening around
true.
them. And then at that time, everybody thought the world is going to come to an end, and whoever survives will be living their lives differently, kindness, and be together and all that. And look where we are. So I feel that people do have very short memory span. So if in the next couple of weeks or months, if the theater open up again, we're going to get back to our old regular norms. But the evolution of audience is going to continue at the same pace that it's been happening in last couple of years. So it's not like suddenly, because of this, suddenly overnight the audience is going to
Yeah.
evolve now. So it will continue at the same pace it was happening. Our audience was evolving last couple of years, so it will continue at that pace.
Also, there's this very strong reliability factor about you. Also, there's a fierceness about you. Has it been an evolution? So, I mean, what makes you the way you are?
I think the fearlessness in life in general, because I never think that anything is be all and end all of life. For me, it's not like if this didn't work, or if this profession doesn't work, or if this film doesn't work, it's gonna be the be all and end all of life. I'll be useless, worthless beyond this. I've never thought that. I've always thought, in fact, that it's too short a life, and we need to make the most of it. So if this doesn't work, I will accept it. And if I feel that it's this path is not working for me, I'm the same actor who probably started off in South with the most commercial of films. Okay. And then decided to restart from the scratch and start taking totally different type of films, because I realized it was not working for me, the regular conventional formula. So if I can do that, I don't mind refresh and restart again and again. And in fact, if I feel that the films are not coming my way, which are, of my interest, I wouldn't mind starting my life in some other profession
Wow.
also. I am totally open to that. And I think that confidence in yourself, that you're gonna make your life worth it. Your profession is not gonna decide your life. Your life is gonna decide your profession. So that ways, I think that gives me that fearlessness of choosing the kind of films I choose, or doing the kind of things I do, and living the kind of life I live.
Just so true. And again, I'm going to repeat something you told me. I make my own path. It's going to be twisted. It's going to be difficult. It's my journey. I owe it to no one. You said that. You're happy being the outside. I'm bringing this up because that's the insider-outsider debate has started.
Hmm.
What's your take on it? I know you wrote, be the change you want to see. The
Yes.
very people who are name calling are
Yeah.
also the ones who have made these people the...
Thank God, Pooja, you are one of those few who realized what I meant. It was so much of like, shit had hit the fan. It was like the kind of messages, it was obviously not directed towards me as such
Yeah.
in the beginning, at least, because I'm again an outsider. So people obviously were busy name calling and abusing people who were from the film industry. I'm like, I understand that you're suddenly angry, but why this selective anger? Where were you when we had our films releasing? Where were you when, we needed the attention that we probably rightfully deserved? You don't even, see the number of followers a Star Kid has on social media, the same social media which has been trolling people left, right, center. See the
True.
fan following of Star Kids versus someone who's a fabulous actor, like, and just is reduced to some offbeat films or roles. So just see that it's out right there in front of you. So stop pointing fingers at the other person. Try to accept that you also were a part of this wrongdoing, and then change yourself. If you change yourself, everybody thinks like that, things will change.
True.
Not by blaming other people and the star kids, because blaming them is not going to change.
True.
They,
Totally.
they are who they are. Their power comes from the fact that you people go and watch the films. You people go and just blindly follow whatever they say or do. So you have to make the difference, not them. So yeah, that's what I meant.
Similarly, for journalists also, I agree, smear campaigns are not required, but you are the ones who also were reading those blind items, right? Sim-
Exactly. No, but I'll tell you, I'll give you both sides. The audience and journalists, media and audience are together responsible for this difference in power play. Because media is also a kind of a medium to propagate a certain image to the audience, right? I'll tell you, because when I started, my PRs, when we hire our PR, agencies, it was so difficult to even put across anything that I was doing in the beginning, because they just didn't find me fancy enough to cover. I was 2, 3 films old in the Hindi film industry. Still, they wanted, an XYZ star kids gossip who is not even launched in the film industry as yet. They are ready to put that out on the front page, but they will not cover what I am doing, or what is my contribution towards my work or whatever. I have seen or heard things like, no, we don't want to, there's no, it's not exciting unless the success had to be proven time and again, and then now they obviously are nicer to me. I still haven't graced the covers of the most coveted magazines in the film industry versus a lot of star kids. It's not that I haven't approached them. Me and my team have constantly been approaching and asking, but I don't get a positive answer, even till date. I don't know what's going to change after this though. But all this is also media plus audience
so
together.
totally.
So either I could have just sat and cribbed about it for years and years and just keep abusing, and I don't think that would have changed anything. So I decided to prove it with my work and wait for a day when they will come aage se and say things otherwise. So I chose that way.
And when did you think you wanted to go that extra mile? Because you again had said this, I will work hard, fine, reject me, but I'll prove it that you made a mistake by not casting me. You said that and you proved it.
Yeah, I'm very vindictive that way. This is my way of taking revenge. And I had realized this, probably seen from people around me. Not that I did it myself, because I realized people who start abusing or calling out people, saying that you did wrong to me, that one did wrong to me. They just slowly and slowly, people just watch that tamasha, and slowly and slowly the person becomes bitter and bitter and bitter, and so much so that people don't want that bitterness around them anymore. I don't want to be that bitter person. So I said, I will break you down with the positivity. I will break you down with that, because I don't want to spoil my environment, my mind, and my aura with because of whatever's wrong is happening around. I will make sure I'll give it back with so much of positivity. You will not know what to do with it after a point. So I kept on trying. People said, why don't you do this one biggie film, and then it will just seal your status as a nailister. I said, there are two ways of making it. Either I do that one biggie film, for which I don't know what I have to do, because I don't know what more I can do to get that one biggie film. But if I'm not getting that, I decided to do three of my other the different content based and a strong character film, and those three films might just balance out for that one biggie film. So it will require extra hard work. It will take more time, but it will be my path, the credit of which nobody will be able to take away from me. And at that time, I'll reach a status where everyone will look at me and will be like, chalo, finally isko notice kar hi lo yaar. Matlab,
I know.
let's just finish it off and notice her and acknowledge her.
And that's the case. And another thing that you have done is, you wanted more budget to be invested in the so-called female-oriented films. You said that also is a goal that I'm going to achieve. And with Shabash Mithu and, Rashmi Rocket, that was about to happen. Do you think we're finally also going to do that now? The budget of a female-driven film as big as a hero's paycheck.
Yeah, that's my next goal. That I really want to have a budget of a film which should be more than a paycheck of the hero. So that was actually happening with this the Shabash Mittu and Rashmi Rocket, which were really big films in terms of investment. They still are whenever they go on floor. So that is my next step, because and that can happen only slowly and steadily, because if the film is mounted on only my shoulders, it'll take me little time and constant success at the box office to prove that I'm worth investing this much amount of money, the trust of the audience and producer together. So it'll take, as I said before, it's going to take more time. It has taken more time than probably other actresses who started off at the same time, around the same time with me. But it's gonna be only mine. It's not gonna be ki iski wajah se or uski wajah se and all of that.
Totally.
So I'm okay to give it time and no hurry. I'm ready to give it time it deserves.
And you will do it. So somebody's asked me to ask you what attracts you to strong female roles, any close home experiences?
I choose roles, and more than roles, I choose stories which I want to see on screen. So when I hear these stories which have really interesting female characters, it attracts me because I feel like I would want to spend money to watch this on screen, because probably I haven't seen much of it. So it's not like I particularly get attracted by female characters. I get attracted by those stories, and those stories probably become unique because they have a strong female character, which we haven't seen for so many years in our films. So that newness of it attracts me and makes me feel like I'll invest my money buying the ticket of this film. So I feel my audience will also do that.
True. Another question that has come is, have you been affected by success and fame? How do you stay grounded?
In the beginning, I was, because I got success quite quick, overnight almost, with the first releases of mine in South. Both Tamil and Telugu films of mine were hugely successful, the first film. So I thought a person who never wanted or never really paved a way or thought of a path in the film industry, because I never wanted to be an actor, and you get the success, big success in the first film itself. I thought this is okay, this is easy, this is how it's going to be, and this is quite not like, there's no struggle really in it. And then one or two films later, I started seeing failure, which I was not prepared for and never really thought it will happen, because the success came so easy. So those 3, 4 flop films back to back really shook me up and made me see the other side of things, which made me value the success even more. And since then, I think since then, when the whole failure thing happened, I was termed as the unlucky charm, and people were not ready to give me work, not because I was not talented, because they thought I'd bring some sort of a bad luck to the films. And then there onwards, when I refreshed my path and started choosing the different kind of films I did, I was just careful of choosing the right thing, because I was like, this is precious. I can't play with it. I can't just go, just like that about choosing the film. I need to think, is it really worth the money and time of the audience? Then decide to do a film. And then, it was slow and steady, because I was just too careful, because I'd seen that other side, which was so disheartening, that I was very, very careful of choosing the kind of films I chose after that. And the success meant so much more. Now, the groundedness comes from the fact that I have very fresh memories of how I felt back then, every time. So whenever I feel like I'm getting carried away with everything, those memories come back, and I think I've seen one Friday, and the same people are going to be writing a lot more negative stuff about you than positive. So just keep going. You're enjoying it. You're having fun. Just keep doing what you were doing. Don't get deviated now. So I have to tell myself this time and again, but it's relatively easy to do that now than what it was back then when I did not know about it.
And as you spoke about people, it's something Anne Frank said. Now, what's happened in the current scenario? Dead people get more flowers than the living.
Yeah, true. And attention and love and, I don't know what all. Like, yeah, I felt the same. I felt the same lately, seeing what all was happening.
Yeah, because these were the same people who wouldn't watch the interview, wouldn't go for a film, but now suddenly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I said. Be the change you want to see.
So I agree. And another question that's come for you is, what's the one thing you look for in a script, and what do you feel is missing from the Hindi film industry, from Bollywood, as we say?
One thing I look forward, as I told you,
Yeah.
is purely value for time and money of my audience, because they are the ones who are helping us make films by watching them, and we get the money to make them. So it's a business at the end of the day. I need to make them feel the time was worth it. And what is missing from Bollywood? Uh, no industry is perfect. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Recently someone asked me this, and because the current scenario and whatever's been happening around is so fresh in everyone's mind, I do feel that there are uh, camps. Now, I'm not saying that it's not there in other industries, but I'm just talking about Bollywood in particular. We do have camps. We do have camps which are very cohesive within themselves, and they don't really allow outside people to permeate. It doesn't mean outsiders only in particular, but people from other camps also. It's difficult to permeate that the other person's camp. So, yeah. So that way, sometimes you feel that unless you just align with the camp, you might not be secured enough as an actor in the long run. You do feel that at times, but then that's the risk you are taking. If you align yourself with the camp, when tomorrow something of this sort happens, what happened a couple of weeks back or days back, and then everybody says, oh, because you're a part of that camp, that's why you are getting films, that's why you're getting success. Again, that camp is given the credit for your success rather than yourself. So it's a tricky situation, but that camp system, it is difficult to permeate, because I have gone through times, seen times where I cannot approach a lot of films because they belong to a particular camp, and the casting is only done of people within that camp. So that is a problem that we do have here.
I just hope these short memories don't change, because abhi sab bol rahe hain in the industry outside also, and then
I
forget it.
really want to see this. I'm telling everyone who's asking that I want to see how long this is going to last.
I so agree with you. And somebody has asked, if you were to do a really commercial Bollywood film and see yourself in as a stereotypical Bollywood heroine, which movie would you choose?
I'll choose Sita Gita Chalbaz. I'll choose
You
that.
would be perfect for that. You would be perfect for that. And lastly, your quarantine lifestyle. If a director was to make a movie on your lifestyle, who amongst your directors would you choose?
Listen, I'm telling you, my lifestyle is so boring. Nobody should see my lifestyle, keeping the image of they have me in their mind, because it's so boring that sometimes my sister only gives up on me. Like, you were really boring. I'll wake up early, I'll do the house cleaning, utensil cleaning, garbage collection, and all of that. Then I'll do my workout, then I'll cook my food. I have the most mundane and really, really boring lifestyle beyond my film and my interviews and all of that. So trust me, it's not something. I remember there was one person who was doing a show on quarantine lifestyles, like how you have what is happening behind in the celebrity houses. And someone asked me, will you and your sister be okay to record your time in the house during quarantine? And I asked my sister, should we do this? And she's like, you really sure you want to put your lifestyle out there? The whole image of yours that people have of being this really interesting and this kind of, it's all going to fall flat, because it's just such a boring lifestyle that you have. So it's better you don't put it out there.
Or do you need
So
siblings for a reality check, huh?
I have more than that. Trust me, she doesn't keep me grounded. She keeps me underground. She can trust me. You have to come to my house and see the equation to believe that she is the real star in the house, not me.
Awesome. And since your home is so lovely, which is the most precious thing that you have indulged yourself in?
I tell you what, I'm a teetotaler. So when we are designing the house, people generally keep bars, and then their whole own nice wine section and all that. So my sister and I was like, "Well, I don't really fancy drinking. So what do? We made a coffee bar. So we
Wow.
have a coffee bar which has, this whole coffee bar graffiti there.
Wow.
And then it has got a proper espresso machine that you find in cafes, with a coffee bean grinder, with beans which we used to collect from different parts of the world we used to travel to. And then we just keep our collection there, and we make our own coffee, grind the beans and make our own coffee every day. So that's one precious corner, a different corner that we have at home that we really enjoy, both me and my sister.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And as we see, we
Pleasure.
last met for Thappad. The movie is still doing the rounds, still being talked
Yeah,
about. अच्छा
yeah, yeah.
थप्पड़ मारा है.
या बहुत गूंज कुछ ज्यादा दूर तक गई है.
Which is so important. And also you've been doing your bit like you did, you voiced for the migrants, you
Yeah,
know. So
migrants. Yes. I keep doing that. I mean, this is not something that I do to prove anything. Like I remember when all this, when the whole drama of donation started, that everybody was, and I found it so honestly, it's my opinion. Might not, a lot of you might disagree with me. The fact that you're putting up your bank transaction slips
I know.
to prove that you have donated, since when did the donation part of it you have to prove? And it's like, it has the celebrity and the expectation of a celebrity, and the trolling has come to that the celebrity has to prove that you have donated this much amount of money. I mean, I refuse. I said, you want to troll me? Troll the hell out of me. I don't give a damn. I will still donate wherever I want to without you knowing, because I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing
True.
it for the cause. So I will not tell you how much I'm donating and to what all. So I stopped. I mean, I don't talk about it at all. That migrants thing was something that, we wanted, because nobody in our industry much was talking about it, or not, like it was not really seen as a calamity, which I felt it was, which was so disheartening. The visuals was so haunting. I had to stop watching television for some time because every channel was covering that, and it was very difficult to see them. It could have been any one of us if we were less lucky.
True.
I'm also a migrant. I'm come from Delhi and living in Mumbai for work. I'm just too lucky. If I wasn't, then what? I know so many people who are, struggling actors in the film industry who have gone back home because they don't have money to pay for rent.
True.
So, it's just the level of luck that you probably got saved from it, but it was disheartening. So that was something that I did. I do a lot of it because it makes me happy, not because I need to prove it to anyone.
Absolutely. And thank you so
Yeah.
much.
My pleasure, Pooja.
Keep being the person you are. And I like that sense of self-belief. I wish a whole lot of us could take a leaf from Taapsee's book. If there was a book on Taapsee, what would the title be? What would you title it?
I probably will title it as Outsider, not just because of the film industry. It's because the view is the best from the outside. So that's why.
Well said. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank
Pooja.
you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Take care. Be safe. Bye.